Dear viewers, once again, I'm Chibuka So, teacher of mathematics. I'm here to teach statistics, that is senior 2. We start off from where we stopped. Today we are going to look at a bar graph. A bar graph. So when you are dealing with a bar graph, we consider bars, but bars with the same width and differs from height. The widths are supposed to be the same, but the heights are not supposed to be the same. We can have a sketch here. For this case, we are supposed to have frequency, that is on the vertical axis, whereas on the horizontal axis, we can have max, weight, mass, etc. When you are drawing bars, we have different bars. We can have bars of this form, bars with the same width, but not attached, like this one and that. Make sure you shade your bars in this form. Shade your bars in that form. Shading does not mean that you use colors. You can use a pen or a pencil to shade. So these are our bars. We can also have, this is type 1. We can also have another type. We can have bars of this form. These are bars, but with the same width, different heights, but they are attached. We shade the bars. We shade the bars in that arrangement. Remember to write here frequency or number of items. Whereas here we can have max, weight, mass, etc. Where possible, you quote the units. In most cases, when we have max, we should write max. If we have weight or mass or height, you should write the height. Let us have an example here. We have our table here. These are max. And these are number of students. So we can have 5, 8, 12, 15, 18, 20 in that arrangement. Those are max. Then here we have number of students, 3, 5, 7, 11, 8, 2. The question is, the table above shows marks scored by students of senior 2 of a certain school. The table above shows marks scored by students of senior 2 of a certain school in a mathematics test. Question A, we shall say that state the model mark. Case 2, model frequency. Part B, calculate the minimark. calculate the minimark. Part C, draw a bar graph, to represent the given data. When you observe this question, it can take 12 marks depending on the setter's interest or on the marking guide. When you look at the previous work which we covered, we know how to state the model mark. We know also how to state the model frequency. We know also how to calculate the mean. So today we are going to look at a bar graph. Let us start off with the solution. For part A, we shall say that the model mark, by definition, a model mark, it is a mark which appears most, or the one with the highest frequency. When you look at our table, our model mark is 15. We shall say 15. If the units are given, for example, if you have percent here, we should also indicate percent. That is Roman number 1. Roman number 2, we are interested in the model frequency. By definition, the model frequency, it is the highest frequency. And our highest frequency, when you observe, the highest frequency is 11. The highest frequency is 11. Back to part B, they want us to calculate the mean. For this case, we are supposed to use a frequency table. This is our frequency table to show marks scored by senior 2 students. Remember, this is ungrouped data. We have marks here. That is X. We shall have frequency. That is F. So here we have frequency times max. Let the table be well organized. Dear students, we are supposed to use this data given. When you observe, the first mark is 5, 8, 12, 15, 18, 20. Then we can draw the table in this arrangement. Let your work be well organized. So this is summation F, and this is also summation Fx. We have the frequency. Frequency for 5, it is 3, 5, 7, 11, 8, 2. Yes, let us get our calculator. we are supposed to multiply frequency times the max. Frequency times the max. But before we multiply, let us get a total for summation f. It means that you sum up all the frequencies. We have 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 plus 8 plus it's supposed to be 8, check properly, plus 2. Our total is 36. Before you conclude that it is 36, try to add again. Try to add. We said 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 plus 8 plus 2. Yes, it is 36. We are supposed to get frequency times the mark. Frequency times the mark. What does it mean? We multiply 5 by 3. Get a calculator. This one gives you 15. Next, 8 times 5, 40. 12 times 7, that is 84. Check properly. Check. 12 times 7, 84. Next, 15 times 11. It gives 165. Next, 18 times 8. That is 144. 144. Next, we have 20 times 2. This one gives you 40. Mind the arrangement. Summation fx, it means that to sum up or add all these elements. Add all these elements. We have 40 plus 144 plus 165 plus 84 plus 40 plus 15. This one gives a total of 488. Let us add again. Try to add again to verify. That is 15 plus 40 plus 84 plus 165 plus 144 plus 40. This one gives 488. 488. We go back to the question. They told us calculate the mini mark. What does it mean? We need to draw the table. We have it there. Then we need to use a formula for mean. We use the formula for mean. So we are going to say that mean is given by summation fx divided by summation f. But our fx, it is 488. It is 488. Divided by summation f, it is 36. We shall get our calculator to compute. It is 488 divided by 36. So this one gives you 13.555 recurring. You should write to 4 decimal places or 3 decimal places. Finally, we can conclude by saying that our mean, therefore mean equal to 13.6. This is to 1 decimal place. However, this value will not be correct Given that you have not indicated this, without 13.5556, then you write this, we shall deny a mark. This is a premature answer. It will be a mature answer given that you have 13.556. If you don't know how to write to 4 decimal places, write all the digits on your screen. At the last question, they told us draw a bar graph to represent the given data. That is part C. It is very important to indicate the title. We say that a bar graph to represent marks scored by senior 2 students of a certain school. On the vertical, we should have the frequency. Whereas on the horizontal, we should have marks. But when you observe, the highest frequency is 12 and the lowest is 2. When you look at the classes, we have all number of students 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. There are 60 students. So in the vertical, we are going to use 1 centimeter. We are using 1 centimeter to represent 1 student in this arrangement. And this one should be in your graph book. Before you do anything, mark the highest. Our highest is 11, but we are going to start off with the 12. We are starting off with the 12. Mark, that is 11. We shall leave a gap. We shall mark 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. Then lastly, we should have a 0. We should have a 0 in that arrangement. You have this line in your graph book already with you. Now, after marking, you have the right of drawing this line. So here, allow me to first fill in this. We say that this is 10, this is 8, 6. We are using 1 centimeter to represent 1 student. These are frequencies or number of students. So here, when I look at the classes, we have 6 classes. We can use 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters. Allow me to use the 2 centimeters in this arrangement. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are supposed to be marks. Avoid writing here x-axis. And also avoid writing here y-axis. Here we have 5. Next is 8. Next it is 12. The next part is 15. Next it is 18. Lastly, it is 20. We can do our bars. We are going to use the second format. Our bars are going to be attached, okay? Same width, but differs in height. Same width, but differs in height. 5, it corresponds with the 3. Let us have all this. 5, 3 in that arrangement. This is our first bar. The second bar, it is 8. It goes with a 5. 5 is in between. 5 is in between 6 and 4. 5 is in between 6 and 4. In this arrangement, remember you are using a graph paper. For my case, I'm assuming that this is my graph paper. So from 5, we shall go to 7. 7 represents 12. 7 is in between 6 and 8. Like that. Please use a ruler. Use a ruler. Let your work be well organized. Yes. Next, from 7 we go to 11. It is in between. It is in between 10 and 12. 10 and 12 in that arrangement. And 11 should be the highest. 11 should be the highest. Next, we have 8. We have 8. We have 8. From 8, we shall go to 2. 2 corresponds with the 20. In this form, 2 corresponds with the 20 in that arrangement. So that is our bar graph. But let us shade it. Let us shade our bars. Let us shade our bars. Bars are supposed to be attached, same width, but differs in height. We can also have bars which are not attached. This is our bar graph. This is our bar graph. There are some cases where you'll be given names. For example, if this one is Annette, Betty, Cisse, David, Edith, Patuba. It means that here you write Annette, Betty, Cisse, David, Cisse, Edith in that form. I want to give a child. I want to give a child. Of our activity here, the table below shows marks scored in the biology test. Marks scored in the biology test by senior 2 students of a certain school. We have marks 10 with a frequency of 3, 13 with a frequency of 5, 20 with a frequency of 7, 25 with a frequency of 6, 30 with a frequency of 4. Our question, part A, state the model mark, the model frequency. Part B, calculate the minimark. Part C, draw a bar graph to represent the given data. I want you to utilize the given example. To answer this question. Now, I want to give more questions. That is on group T data. We are going to look at group T data. We have our example here. We say that the data above shows marks scored by the best students in a senior 2 west of a certain school. Question A, draw a frequency table. To show the above data. Draw a frequency table to show the above data. Then part B, above data, it is group T data using classes from 10 to 19, 22, 29, etc. For group T data, we read this one as 10 to 19, 22, 29. This is the lower class limit. Last this one is the upper class limit. Lower class limit, upper class limit. Part B, we shall say that state the Roman number 1, class width. Class width is the same as class interval, class size. Roman number 2, a model frequency. Model frequency, it is the highest frequency. Model frequency is the highest frequency. Roman number 3, we shall say model class. State the model class. Then part C, calculate the minimark. I want you to follow the given question. Check in the given data. They want you to draw a frequency table. To show the above data. So allow me to clean off this part. Allow me to clean off this part. Allow me to clean off this part. So part A, we shall have a frequency table. Frequency table to show the above data. In our frequency table, we need to have max, and that is our class. Okay? The limits we have 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59. Let us observe. What is the highest mark so far? What is the highest mark so far? We have 50. No 70, there is 60. So we can say 60 to 69. That is the arrangement. Now here, we shall have tari. We shall have tari. We shall have frequency. We shall have frequency. Then here, we shall have the midpoint or class mark, which is X. Midpoint or class mark, which is X. Lastly, we have frequency times the midpoint. Let us do our table in this form. Please use a ruler. Let your work be well arranged. Let your work be well arranged. In that arrangement, next here, then also here, I said use a ruler. This is supposed to be summation F. Whereas this is summation Fx. We shall do this. Put a ruler, you do in this arrangement. You have lines within your book. You can follow those lines. You can follow those lines. You can follow those lines. Allow me to make this one more clear. We have all this in that arrangement. So this is our frequency table, but it is incomplete. The question was, draw a frequency table. It is incomplete. Let us try to tally. When you are tallying here, you should always use a pencil. For any mistake, you can easily edit your work properly. We start off with the 12. 12, it is in between 10 to 19. Mark. 23, like that. 32, good. 56, 56, it is in between 50 to 59. We mark. 40, it is there. 14, we have it. 24, like that. 32, in that arrangement. 47, like that. 42, between 40 to 49, we have 42. Please don't be very fast when you are tallying. Take time. We go. We have 15. 15. 39 is in 30s. 48 and 40. 42, we shall make a bundle. Those are 5. Next, 39 in 30s. 20 in 20s. 32, make a bundle. 34, 34. 48, start a new bundle. 32, in the 30s. 41, 43, here we go. 50, in that arrangement. 52, like that. 51 in the 50s. 32, new bundle. 61 in 60s. 59, make a bundle. 44 in 40s. 62, that is what we have. Still, our frequency table is incomplete. Let us complete this. This is 50, 50. 5 plus 50, 8. 5 plus 4, 9. This is 5. And this is 2. Sum up, that is summation effects. They want us to sum up. So we said that 3 plus 3 plus 8 plus 9 plus 5 plus 2. Good. This one gives a total of 30. Dear students, I want you to note this. Look at a given object. It is in this form. It is a rectangle. We know the area of a rectangle. Length times width. When you observe here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 5, it gives a total of 30. So we are on the right track. The midpoint or the class mark, we add lower plus upper. Assuming that you have 2 papers, at the beginning of the term and the end of the term, we need a median mark or the average. That is our x. So we add this. 10 plus 19, 29. Divided by 2, use a calculator. This one gives it is 29. So it gives 24.5. Use a calculator to verify whether your answer is correct. We shall also go here and we observe. We shall have 34.5. I want you to note this. There is an additional figure here, a constant figure, that is 10. The constant figure, it is what we call the class width. Class width or interval or size. We have seen that it is 10. When you add Which figure do we add on to 10? That is 20. Get 20 minus 10, it will give 10. It will give 10. The addition figure, it is the class interval or the class size. So here, we shall not waste time. After obtaining that, we add on the interval of 10. So this one is 44.5, 54.5, 64.5. The addition figure is 10, 10. Okay? Even here, 74.5. Now, if you are not happy with that approach, we can go back and we add this. This one gives 120. This one gives something there. Something I want to observe. This one is supposed to be 14. This is 14. So this is 24. This is 34, 44, 54, 64. Yes, let us test. This one gives 120, 129. 129 divided by 2, it gives 60, 64. So this one is 64, 54, 44, 34, like that. Lastly, they want us to complete this fx. That is f times frequency times the midpoint. So we have 3 times 14.5. This one gives 43.5. Next, we have 3 times 24.5. This one gives 73.5. Next, we have 8 times 34.5. This is 276. Next, we have 9 times 44.5. This is 400.5. Let us work together with a calculator to check if those values are correct. We have 5 times 54.5. This one gives 272.5. Next, we have 2 times 64.5. This is 129. 129. Let us get the total summation fx. Summation means sum up all the fx. We have 129 plus 272.5 plus 400.5 plus 276 plus 73.5 plus 43.5. This one gives 1195. Please repeat the addition here to verify. Let us try it again together. 43.5 plus 73.5 plus 276 plus 400.5 plus 272.5 plus 129. It gives the same value. Back to our question. So that is our frequency table. We go back to our question. What was the question? Part B, state the class interval. We have it as 10. When I say state, please state, don't calculate. We can count. We say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The total is 10. Or you can subtract 10 from that to give the class interval or size or width, which is 10. We look at the model class, model frequency. Model frequency, it is the highest frequency, and that is 9. That is 9. Lastly, we say model class. Model class, it is a class with the highest frequency. Model class is the class with the highest frequency. When you observe here, our highest frequency is 9. So the class, it is 40 to 49. This is 40 to 49. And lastly, they want us to calculate the mean. 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 When you are calculating the mean, we say that mean equal to summation fx divided by summation f. But as summation fx, when you observe, it is 1195 divided by the frequency. Our frequency is 30. Our frequency is 30. Let us divide the 1195 by 30. This one gives 39.8 recurring. We may underline this, or we say that it is 39.8. Avoid giving premature answers. For example, this one is a premature answer. It will be a mature answer given that you have given 39.8 recurring to 4 decimal or to 3 decimal, like that. Thank you. I want to give a trial. I want to give a trial. I want you to do this activity. I want you to do this activity during your free time. We have our activity. We have our activity here. We say that the data below shows age in years of visitors who turned up on the VD of a certain school on 1st March 2021. 2021, that is 40, 41, 59, 60, 42, 33, 34, 29, 61, 52, 43, 22, 39, 34, 41, 32, that arrangement. This is 34, 41, 52, 53. 29, 28, 33, 39, 49. Part A, draw a frequency, draw a frequency table, starting with the class of 22, 29, 32, 39, etc. Part B, state the class width. State the class width, and that is Roman number 1. Okay, let me say and model class. Remember we said model class, it is the class with the highest frequency. Part C, calculate the mean age. Question 2, study the table below and answer the following. Questions. Here we have max, we have frequency in this form. This is 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50. Let me adjust a bit. Max, then frequency. This is supposed to be 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71 to 80. That form. So this is 2, 6, 8, 12, 6, 4, 2. Part A, state the class width. Part B, model frequency. Lastly, it is a model class. That has been part A. Part B, copy and complete. Copy and complete the frequency table below. Copy and complete the frequency table below. These are max. We shall have frequency, midpoint, frequency times the marks. This is 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71. This is our frequency table. In that arrangement, let your work be well organized. It is a grouped data. It is a grouped data. So we shall have a class. That is 11 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Summation F. Then the frequency, we have the frequency 2, 6, 8, fill in. At the midpoint we say the add. So when you add here, it gives it 31.5. So this one is going to be 15.5. Add and divide by 2. So here you are supposed to multiply f times x. Next, this is summation fx. Summation fx. Summation fx. Of which, when I multiply this, it will give a total of 31. So fill in this. Also here. Also there. So here, this is 75.5. So we shall multiply it by a certain number, and it will give 151. The question is, that is part C, calculate the mini-mark. Calculate the mini-mark. Calculate the mini-mark. Thank you for being part of this session. Once again, I'm Chibuka So Bikfachi, a teacher of mathematics, and I believe that experts calculate. One thing, if you want to succeed, you have to be hardworking. You must be hardworking. Next, you must utilize your time properly. Thank you.